In the Bible, we're always taught to love our enemies as well as be on, to be sober minded, to be vigilant, to always be on the lookout, to walk by faith and not by sight. I want to briefly touch on the situation with Israel. I want to talk about that for a moment. A lot of people hate the Jewish people because of their sin that they stole the land. They're making assumptions, or they're speaking based on their emotion more than they're actually speaking on facts. And there a lot of people are saying that Israel is stopping. This is before October the 7th, before the war happened, and they saying the way the people live in Gaza, on the Gaza Strip, the Palestine, is due to Israel, because Israel have a blockade and they're not letting certain things get in. The people are poor because of Israel, and they're blaming everything on Israel, and that's the information they're putting out there. But the fact is, the reason that the people live, like I said, this is before the war, before October the 7th. The reason the people was living like that is not because of Israel. It was due to leadership. Hamas is their leader, and leadership will determine the strength of a country or the weakness of a country. A strong leader will always do what's best for their country. Hamas has always been in war with Israel. War is not beneficial to anyone except the people who selling the weapons. Those are the only people that's going to benefit from the war. The people that's fighting the war is not going to benefit from it because they're going to be dying in the war. The civilians that's around there that can't get away from it, they're not going to benefit from it because they're going to be dying from the war as well. But Hamas has always been in war with Israel because of hate. They hate Israel, they hate the Jewish people, and they just want to wipe them off the face of the earth. So as long as the Jewish people there, they're going to always have a war. The United States has been a major donor to the Gaza Strip, providing more than $5.2 billion through USAID since 1994. They have given over $5.2 billion to them to help build up the infrastructure, to help provide whatever they need to make their country better. The international community has sent billions of dollars in aid to the Gaza Strip as well. So that's what you have to think about. All this money is going over to the Gaza Strip. They don't have manufactured. Yes, Israel do have stopped certain things from going into the country, and those certain things are things that can make bombs or weapons. Those are the only thing they really stopped from going over there. But the money, they're getting the money, they're getting the aid, but they're not using it to build up their infrastructure. Because if you think about this, how can you be a small country like the Gaza Strip? How can you be a small country that is so poor, but you have weapons? You have enough weapons that you're constantly shooting bombs at a country that's not starting a war with you. Israel really don't want a war. Israel wants peace. But they are constantly shooting bombs over at Israel to the point that Israel has to defend themselves. But year after year after year after year, just like what October the 7th happened, they still getting weapons in order to fight a war against Israel. So they're getting all these weapons in. Why not use that money to buy food? Why not use that money to build houses, build schools, do all this, have, farmland and everything like that, so you can provide for your people instead of using that money to buy weapons to start a war, not to defend yourself. You're getting weapons to start a war. Just like with Israel. Israel do not manufacture weapons. They have to depend on the United States to get weapons. So think about this. The same country that's providing money to Hamas, Israel enemy, which is also the United States enemy, It's the same people who provide weapons to Israel. So the United States is giving Hamas money, and they also giving Israel weapons. So you have to think about things like that. As long as there are conflicts, as long as there is not peace, like I said, the only people that's going to benefit from that are the people that's making the weapons. Hamas is not getting weapons from the United States, but they're getting money, and they're constantly at war. So they're constantly getting weapons, which cost money. So they're using that money they're getting from the United States and everyone else to buy weapons, and they're forgetting about their own people. That's not Israel's fault. That's Hamas' fault. That's leadership. That's bad leadership, because your people should always come first. The health of your people should always come first. The success of your country should always come first.
Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar may not favor a reconciliation with the PA. The Wall Street Journal published a text from Sinwar to Hamas leaders who sought discussions with the group in December. As long as fighters are still standing and we have not lost the war, such contact should be immediately terminated, he wrote. He has also indicated he believes Hamas can outlast Israel, texting officials involved in negotiations, "We have the Israelis right where we want them."
Have to take Sinwar at his word. He does not want peace. He does not want to release the hostages. And he's quite clear in his communication that he's more than willing to have Palestinian civilians die in the struggle. That has been his tactic from the beginning. This is why they use civilians as human shields. This is why they set up rocket launchers in schools and in mosques and in churches and in hospitals. That's why they do all these things. And when will the international community wake up to it? The idea that somehow or other they want to peacefully coexist with Israel, that all they're struggling for is their own national identity, all these kinds of things, it's all just a crazy dream. Believe them when they say they want to wipe Israel off the map. They want to slaughter every single Jew in Israel. That's what they've said. That's what's in their founding document. They've said it again and again and again. When will the international community finally believe them? And in that belief, stand up to it, say, no, not on our watch. Israel has a right to exist. We have vowed never again, and that vow is coming true today. Never again. Let's stand with Israel.
Another country that I want to briefly talk about is Haiti. With Haiti, their country is in chaos, especially after the president died. And once again, like I said, it goes back to leadership. The gangs have taken over. They stated they did that because they want to bring stability to Haiti, which they still don't have stability. And then the other thing you have to think about, just like with Hamas, they're a small land that do not manufacture weapons, but they seem to have an unlimited supply of weapons. That is the same thing with these gangs. Haiti do not manufacture weapons. They have weapons. They have ammunition. You would think they would have ran out of ammunition by now. They haven't. They got more people joining the gang, so they mean they have to come up with more weapons. They're constantly at war with the police officers that's still there. So they're shooting off ammunition, but they still have ammunition. They're not running out. So you have to think about where they're getting it from. As long as there's chaos in the country, the only people that's benefiting are the people that's making weapons, the people that's sending weapons. Because you have to think, why do they want this chaos to continue? The people that's living in Haiti, they're now turning because they feel that God has left them, God has forgotten about them. So they're now turning a lot, because I know a lot of people in Haiti still practice voodoo, but a lot more people are now turning to voodoo to get help, to get relief, to have all this stop. They have voted in a new standing prime minister by the name of Gary Conille. And so what type of leader he is, I don't know. They say he has been in leadership position in Haiti before. How he's going to turn this around, I don't know. They're still supposed to be getting soldiers from, not soldiers, but police officers from Africa to come help them get stability in the land. But once again, the success of a country, the success or failure of a country all depends on leadership. This country do not manufacture weapons. Haiti do not manufacture weapons, but they seem to not have any issues of getting it. They have a limited supply of weapons. So when you sit there and just look at surface level and really don't look at what's really going on, why is this country always in chaos?
Armed gangs broke inmates out of prison.
Spiraling security and humanitarian crises in Haiti.
Haiti's Prime Minister
Gunfire rings out over Port-au-Prince, Haiti's capital of 2.8 million people, where over 300 gangs battle relentlessly for control of the city. The Haitian president is dead. The acting prime minister, Ariel Henry, is stuck in Puerto Rico. Gangs now control 80% of the capital, each with their own expanding territories, backed up by young men wielding American military-grade weapons. The police are outgunned and outnumbered. One of the most powerful gang leaders is Izzo. Still in his 20s, he has unleashed an onslaught of murder and kidnappings and seized control of Port-au-Prince's waterways, and even the Palais de Justice, the highest seat of the Haitian judicial system. With automatic weapons, they raided the building, stealing evidence, weapons, and money. Izzo has actually built up a social media following and even got a silver play button last year from YouTube before being banned. The most formidable leader in Haiti is Jimmy Cherizier, aka Barbecue, an ex-Special Police Forces officer who now runs the notorious G9 Alliance. This isn't just criminal gang violence. Haiti's gangs are political actors. Cherizier has united gangs that once fought each other to focus on one goal: to overthrow the unelected Prime Minister, Ariel Henry, who has withheld elections from Haitians for years.
Ariel Henry pas démissionné si communauté internationale là continue à supporter Ariel Henry, la y a mené nous directement dans une guerre civile et cap déboucher sur un génocide.
Gangs have seized the port, they've burned shops, they've attacked police stations, and on the 3rd of March 2024, launched a coordinated attack that assaulted several police stations, culminating in a daring jailbreak that freed 4,700 inmates from 2 prisons. The gangs then besieged the airport and stopped Ariel Henry from re-entering the country.
As gang violence continues to spiral out of control in the Caribbean nation of Haiti, more and more Haitians turn to voodoo, a religion born out of struggle. They sing with their voices rising above the gunfire erupting miles away as the frantic drum beats drown out their troubles. So, what exactly is voodoo? The word translates to spirit or deity. It's rooted in the religious traditions of West and Central Africa, where the ancestors of most Haitians were born. The African religion was at the root of the revolution that made Haiti the world's first free republic back in 1804. It combines Catholicism with animist beliefs and has no official leader or creeds. Instead, the religion believes in a single god and over 1,000 spirits.
Newly appointed Prime Minister of Haiti is hospitalized following an illness. Gary Conille is being treated for an unknown illness. The 58-year-old was appointed Prime Minister of Haiti at the end of May, serving for less than 2 weeks. Haiti currently does not have a single elected official in power and has been operating with Conille and a presidential council.
With Hamas, why are they funding? Because they talk about land, especially in the United States, when you had these college students protesting and they were saying, Israel stole the land, the Jewish people are this, and they were just making it hell on the Jewish people in the United States, the things they was doing in college. And a lot of people, they didn't get to go to their graduation because they had to close it down because of all the protests and the things that was going on, and it was dangerous. these college students, instead of really stepping back and thinking, they just keep thinking the land, the land. United States stole the land from the Native America, but are they protesting that the United States should give the land back to the Native Americans? United States stole people from Africa. We never got our reparation. They took out 40 acres of mules. We never got our land that was promised to us for slavery. We never got reparation for slavery. They sent $5.2 billion to a country. They hate them. If they had their way, if Hamas had their way, they would wipe Israel off the map. Then their next target would be America. They do not like Christians and they do not like Americans. And so it's like America is funding a nation, funding an organization, funding terrorists that hate them, but they can't give $5.2 billion to the people in their country that they took from the land. So if it's about stealing land and making it right, why not start with the United States first? So when you sit there and just not really think about what's really going on, why would you fund a country that hates you? Why would you fund, and they're making no secrets about it, that they hate Israel and want to wipe them off the map, and they want to also wipe America and the United States off the map. They don't sit there and think about that, but they want to protest in support of the people that hate them. Just like with a lot of gay people that support Hamas and were saying that Israel was wrong. Those are the same people that will have no problem killing you. A lot of gay people, because I showed a video a while back in Israel where they was openly having in Israel gay parades, in June and Pride and everything like that, waving the Pride flags. A lot of those people that was in other countries around there that do not stand for that, they sought solace in Israel. Israel support gay people, even though it goes against what God says in the Bible. They still support gay people and they don't kill them. But the gay people in America hates the Jewish people who are protecting their people. The gay people, the country they're supporting, will have absolutely no problem killing them. So that's why when you think with emotion and really not, when you react based on your emotion and not based on facts, you make irrational decisions. You do things that are irrational and that doesn't make sense. People need to stop making decisions or moving based on hate and look at what's really going on. And so in the Bible, in Matthew's 5:44 through 45 ESV. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be sons of your Father who is in heaven. For he makes his sun rise on the evil and on the good, and send rain on the just and on the unjust. Then we have 1 Peter 1:13 ESV. Therefore, preparing your minds for action and being sober-minded, set your hope fully on the grace that will be brought to you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. As obedient children, do not be conformed to the passions of your former ignorance. So we have to have a foundation in God. That's our foundation. He is the truth and he is our truth. And that's what we need to go by. When we allow the world to tell us what's right and what's wrong, they're going to always tell us what's wrong and hope that we believe it and make decisions based on that, based on our emotion. It's a lot of emotional people walking around here making decisions, making arguments based on their emotions. And even when you show them the truth, they still refuse to believe it. So as Christian, we always have to walk in the truth. Regardless of what's going on, we always have to look for the truth. In any situation, look for the truth.